Welcome back to ESPR Boxing's YouTube channel. Delighted to be joined by Sajid Abid, who returns to Derby on Saturday, the 20th of May. Sajid, I know you've had a busy day. I know you've been working today. Really appreciate your time. How's things been with you since the Mikey Saki fight? How's training camp been for this fight? What's been going on?
Pleasure's mine to be on here, Elliot. Thanks for having me. But no, it's been good since the Mikey fight back in March. I didn't really have much time off training, just went straight into it because at the time we didn't know when the English title fight was going to be announced. So instead of waiting for it to be announced and then, um, not being ready, we just went straight into training and made sure we were more proactive and reactive to the situation. So it's been good. And obviously, we've got the fight next week. I'm feeling great, feeling in good shape. So can't wait.
Fantastic. And is that what you've always been like? Like you've been pro for a while now. I know you've had periods of being active, you've had periods of being not so active. Have you always been one of those guys who you have a fight and you're back in the gym, or yeah, do you ever give yourself much time off?
No, only recently, as of the past, I would probably say 2 or 3 years where I've been consistently active in the gym. Whereas normally what would happen is after a fight, I'd stop training, I'll balloon up, and then go through the consistent struggle and have to try and make weight again, get fit. Whereas now, because I'm hitting up English level, trying to push past that English level, I've got to be ready at a moment's notice. So straight after the Mikey fight, like I said, had a week off, enjoyed a bit, then went straight back into training. So it's been good. It's been good.
Yeah, fantastic. So just wanted to touch on the Mikey Saki fight. Big like classic York Hall fight over 10 rounds. You won the fight. A lot of people thought you won the fight quite clearly. Just how would you reflect on that fight? How good was your performance in your opinion?
Um, Thing is, I'm the kind of person that always looks back at their performance and um, I always think I could do better. You know, I did as well as I could do with the cards that was given to me. A lot of things went wrong in that training camp. I picked up a few injuries prior to it, but I've always been the guy not to cry over spilt milk and just get on with it. So as far as that's concerned, I think I did well. Could I have done better? Yes, 100%. I could always improve and do better. But I am happy with the results. Like you said, I mean, the scorecard didn't really justify the fight itself. Bar that one round that Mikey knocked me down. I can't remember around him winning, but it's fine by me. Boxing judgment's subjective, so um, I got the win. That's all that matters.
Yeah, just a little like side note, kind of an issue that a lot of people have, like including myself, I would say is that you're in a 10-round fight and you obviously I know it's a non-title fight, but you've got the referee there who's refereeing and judging the whole 10
Mm.
rounds. I'm a non-boxer, but that looks to me like he's got a really tough job. He is doing two jobs, that's a
Yeah,
fact.
100%,
And
100%.
therefore I think it's difficult to do those two jobs well because you've got your eyes on two things. Just the interest, yeah. What are your thoughts on that as well? A referee having to do two jobs over 8 rounds, over 10 rounds, instead of having actual judges.
I think it's tremendous that the referee is managing to do that, juggling two jobs, two incredibly high-paced jobs. So you got to imagine you got to keep both these boxers safe, making sure they're adhering to the rules while still keeping count, still counting each punch, counting punches. That basically it's just constant for him. So you know, regardless of whether he got it 100%, he got the result right at the end, and that's all that matters, to be fair.
Yeah,
Um, but it's credit, hats off to all referees that do that.
is what it is. Cool. Sajid, moving on to the 20th of May. Return to Derby. I know that's where you were born, where you reside now. No, you've not been there. You've not fought there for a few years.
Mm.
Just yeah, thoughts on being back home.
You know what? Since the last time I fought in Derby, I've been finding some amazing places.
Mm.
Been to Saudi Arabia, Dubai, even headlining your call twice. But Derby's my home, and nothing really ever beats being back home. I couldn't care less whether it's a small leisure centre or, even if it's Pride Park Stadium itself. Just being back home with my people, my community, Um, it's a great feeling, and it tops off all the feelings I've had whilst fighting in other areas. Um, because it's my home at the end of the day. It's where I've been brought up. I see these people on a day-to-day basis. To be able to perform in front of them, showcase what I love doing in front of them, it brings me good happiness.
Yeah, and no, I think it must be really exciting. I don't know you too well, but just wanted to ask about pressure as well. I think some people obviously might say when they're not fighting at home, there's maybe less of their less
Yeah.
friends and family there, whereas when they're fighting at home, there's a lot of them there. What do you prefer, and do you feel more pressure fighting in much significantly more friends and family than you would do if you were, say, fighting in York Hall or abroad?
The thing is, I've been a professional for around 8 years now. And what I've always the pressure only ever comes to me is if I know I've not done enough during training. So it doesn't really matter where where I fight. When it comes to pressure, I'm still the same person. So as long as I know that I've trained hard, if at any moment I start panicking about other factors, then I've known deep down that I've not trained hard enough. I look for every other excuse. But going for the past couple of years now, I put in the work and then I go into every single fight with almost confidence, knowing that I've done everything I possibly can. And if the result doesn't go my way, then that's fine. We'll go back to the drawing board and then march on.
Yeah, definitely. Speaking about marching on, I think like one fight I have to mention to you is the Lucas Ballingall fight. You are mandatory for the English super lightweight title.
Mhm.
He obviously you fight 20th of May. What's going on with that fight, do you think? Do you expect him to keep hold of that belt and you would have to fight him to get that belt? Do you expect that fight to be next for
Yeah.
yourself after 20th of May? What's the situation?
Um, well, we're just waiting on purse bids, so we see what happens there. Lucas, he's a fantastic champion. He's a fantastic boxer in general. So it'll be a good fight. I've loved to have to fight,
Mm,
but it all comes down to what's best for both our careers.
yeah.
So we'll see what happens. The fight's there. Fight's there to be made. We're just waiting on purse bids, just decisions here and there to see what happens. But as far as I'm concerned, I am mandatory for the English title, and I will fight whoever they put in front of me. I've been doing that all my life. Whoever they put in front of me, I will fight. Going back from the defeat in Jeddah, it didn't bother me who was in front of me. I'll fight. That's what I do. I'm a professional boxer. That's what I do for a living.
Yeah, and I accept you kind of you've not got heaps of information that you're able to tell us, but um post 20th of May, all being well on
Mm.
20th of May, when are you then going to push for an answer in terms of when that fight date might be? Are you going to have a bit of time out then?
Yeah.
Like when would you next want to be out fighting for that title ideally?
Well, the good thing is that I leave this all in the hands of my management.
Mm,
My management, they do a fantastic job. Steve Goodwin, Kevin Campion, they do a fantastic job of just letting me worry about the training side of things. They will continue to do their thing on that side, whereas all I have to do is just train, um, get people interested in the fights, and that's it. And as a fighter, I'm glad that's all I have to worry about at the moment. Because being a fighter itself is difficult as it is. With a lot of fighters, most of them not only fight, but they have day jobs as well to try and maintain whilst training 2, 3 times a day. So the fact that they're taking a headache away from me, it's great.
yeah, yeah, fantastic. Just a couple more questions from me, Sajid. You mentioned there 5 to 7 day jobs. I know you've got a job as a personal trainer. I understand.
So I coach people in boxing. I
Yeah.
teach them how to box and whatnot. And on top of that, I work for the NHS at a surgery.
Wow.
I've been doing that for about 5 years now. So it's good. It's don't get me wrong, my days are constantly jam-packed. As you can imagine, trying to arrange a date to do this interview, Colin, I'm constantly busy doing this, doing that. So it's jam-packed, but I figured whilst I can, I might as well do as much as I can. God willing, when the title fight gets announced, I am looking to just fully focus on that. take time off training people, take time off my regular 9 to 5, and just hit it hard. Because look, it's my first opportunity at a major title,
Yeah.
and I want to make sure I've done everything I possibly can for it.
Yeah, absolutely. Do you ever find yourself a bit run down? You sound extremely busy to me. I don't think many people could do what you do and have that many things going on. Do you ever find yourself, yeah, just exhausted, needing a break from all of it at all?
Yeah, 100%. But um, it's always in the back of my mind where, let's say I take a moment off to rest. The guy on fighting or going to fight, they're possibly training. I don't want to be
Mm,
here sat going, woe's me. I'm working so hard. Something should come out of it. No, forget all that. I'm gonna keep on doing what I need to do to get to where I want to be.
fantastic. Sajid, just final question from me. I know we spoke a bit off camera there about Amir Khan being one of the guys that you kind of looked up to. I think
Mm.
obviously I know he's kind of an icon to many people. Achieved a lot of the boxer. Been in the news recently for a failed drugs test which happened last year. Keen as
Mm.
he was one someone that you kind of looked up to over a period of time. Um, Keen to get your reaction to that story and just kind of thoughts on Amir now.
Yeah, I mean, my thoughts are still the same with him. I've got immense respect for him. From the moment I met him in Saudi Arabia to Dubai, the guy has been, considering he's one of the most influential people in the world. I kid you not, I've never met more of a humble, down to earth person. Like he genuinely takes time out to talk to you. For who am I? And he'd sit down, have a chat with me. Wish me luck on my fight and things like that. So it's crazy going from a young lad, a young aspiring boxer, to then sharing the same show as Amir, being in the same production lines. So my opinion of him doesn't change. But one thing I have known about boxing in general, it is so easy to take something you're not supposed to,
Mm,
and in your day-to-day items, it could be a banned substance, so minute, but could end up in your system. Um, so personally, I think he's done it by accident because even reports show that the amount found in his body is not enough to benefit him performance-wise.
yeah,
So what's the point of taking it if you're not going to get the full benefit from him?
yeah.
So I personally think whatever's happened, it was done through naivety, or just complete him being unaware. Um, it's one of those things where you've got to be extremely careful with everything you take.
Mm.
Well, some things may slip through the cracks, and you just don't know. So personally, I think he's innocent. It's done by complete mistake. There's no ill intentions behind it. Um, and my respect stays the same.
Fantastic. Sajid, don't want to take up any more of your time. I know you've got a fight in just a few days' time, so I know you want to focus on that as well as your busy schedule that you've mentioned there. But yeah, just all the best for May 20th. I know it's going to be a big night in Derby.
Appreciate it.
I'm
Thank you.
sure you yeah,
I'm going
no
to
worries
back to
at
you
all.
now as well.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm sure you'll pick up the win
Yeah.
and yeah, all the best to you.